Our next comedian from Kill Tony podcast on DeathSquad.tv, live taping every Monday at Comedy Store in LA. Tony Hinchcliffe is joining us.
Coming to you live from the Road Famous Comedy Store for a brand new episode of Kill Tony Volume 3. Give it up for Tony Hinchcliffe!
Hi everybody, how are you? Welcome, it's a Monday night, make some fucking noise! We're all here, stacked on top of each other for another fun episode of Kill Tony. Hello to the hundreds on Periscope and the thousands on Ustream. Keep it going for Pat Reagan, everybody. This will make music for you guys. Live. Before the show. We got a new angle tonight, huh?
Yeah, we're doing it a little different today.
Ooh.
We have commercials for our show in Ohio and Pittsburgh at the beginning now.
Oh, wow.
So
Look at that. Ohio and Pittsburgh, the 27th and 29th of November. That's where we're going to be.
We're bringing Kill Tony there.
Kill Tony live, and then a stand-up show afterwards. You can get combo tickets to both shows if you're crazy as fuck and want to watch comedy for 4 hours straight. Yeah, hey, we're selling those combo tickets, by the way, motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
Laugh it up.
Almost everybody's getting a combo.
Yeah, exactly. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
We're going to talk shit about comedians for an hour and a half. We better put on a hell of a show afterwards,
Jesus,
right? That's how it works. Keep it going for Ryan J. Ebelt, the house artist, ladies and gentlemen. Look at him. He's got a blank sheet of paper in front of him. Throw that up in the air real quick, Ryan. Throw that blank, just hold it up. Just hold that up. Look at that, a white sheet of paper, everybody. He's drawing tonight's episode from beginning to end. He does it every week. Ryan J. Ebelt. Put your hands together for him. And we're in. It feels sort of naked up here without that laptop. I sort of liked it right there.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to hide from, you know. You don't get to see our cigarette collections. And
I mean, I have to buy 2 packs at the cigarette store next door to be able to use my card.
Or we could just quit.
Who carries cash anymore? What kind of disgusting people have like dirty fucking cash on them? Go get some credit cards like adults. So let's do it, shall we? Kill Tony, where we talk to comedians who sign up for a minute, and we always have 2 of the funniest comedians, 2 of my best friends on every single episode. Always special guests, and they're here tonight as well. Put your hands together for tonight's guests. Sam Tripoli and Byron Bowers, everybody. 2 of the best in the world. We're talking about Jedi Knights of comedy right here. Bad motherfuckers. Cold-blooded assassins. 2 of my best pals, guys I've done the road with, guys I work with every night, 2 of the funniest human beings. Comedy Central, HBO, everything. Here they are.
Is it weird that the white guy's wearing the Raiders hat and the black guy's wearing the cowboy hat? Is that fucking weird?
Yeah, that is a little backwards.
Yeah, things have changed now.
Yeah. We've come so far. We can wear whatever we want.
You wear that very well, though, Byron. A lot of times I see a guy in a fedora, I'm like, only Freddy Krueger can pull that shit off. But
that's a Forest Ranger hat.
no, it's not quite Forest. It's right in between. It's like John Mayer rock star shit.
Hey, y'all see how many niggas doing like cowboy movies doing Christmas now?
Yeah.
We had Django last year. We got the new movie this year.
Yep.
It's on. You know what I mean?
Black Cowboys. Quentin
Black
Tarantino
Cowboys.
is a fan of Kill Tony, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, it's true.
Word on the street is?
Yeah. Anyway, welcome back. You guys have both done the show before.
Is it good enough?
We're gonna move on because you know, I don't like bragging about my friendship with Quentin Tarantino. You know, no big deal.
No chin, dude.
It turns
No
the
chin.
audience against me. He does have the biggest head you've ever seen in the
Who?
entire Quentin Tarantino.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
seen him before in real life?
No.
It's amazing.
Both of them I heard.
Looks like a jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, it's really crazy, and it's tall too. It's like that big of a head. It's
You know who's
really
got a
weird.
huge skull? Brad Williams. You ever see Brad Williams'
Yeah,
skull?
yeah.
That thing has 2 floors.
God
Yeah.
damn, it's
A
true.
lot of the people in this room have no idea who Brad
You
Williams
guys
is.
don't know who
though.
Brad Williams is? Thank you. The guy up front does.
Hell
That's all
yeah.
that really
Can
matters.
y'all
Always
hear
the
it?
guy
Do I
up
need
front.
some volume? My voice is kind of soft. You know what I mean?
That sounds
I think
great.
it sounds seductive.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
very romantic and shit.
So welcome back to the show, guys. You know what it is. We talk to comedians after they do a little bit of time. We get to meet them, talk about their set, find out a little bit about them, and figure out what else they can maybe talk about. Get feedback from comedians. You guys ready to start this shit or what? Here we are.
Hey, you ready?
Here we are.
Hey, when will this come out?
It's out right now.
2016?
It's out right now.
It's out right now?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's live right
You got an
now.
interesting looking audience. That's how I know you're getting bigger. Last time it was these people right here look like they got a future. You know?
Yeah.
These
Every,
are real fans right here. You
exactly.
know what I mean?
Every episode.
That's gonna be somebody's mama one day, right
Yeah.
there.
How do you know it's already not?
I got a feeling. She got hope in her eyes still, you know. Baby came out that pussy, she'll be real serious and checking her watch.
They come out that pussy.
It's true.
Especially that one right there.
Wow. This Waldo-looking guy that she's with seems really insecure right now with you sitting that hot.
Oh, he got his button undone. And it's cold outside. You see?
He's got a lot of buttons undone, but he also just had his hands folded over his crotch. So it's
He's got a lot of jeans going on. Like, he looks like he could hide in Gap, you know? Like, just hide.
He got a cowboy boots too. He ready. When you get this hat, boy, you gonna be in there.
Maybe you guys can do a little hat trade-off tonight. Who knows? He gets the hat, you get the girl. I pulled a name out of the bucket, guys. Getting an uninterrupted 60 seconds. Oh, there we go. Probably the worst timing ever for the funniest sound effect.
Well, you completely skipped over the rules of the game.
Oh, you're exactly right. So I did deserve that. Comedians,
Yeah.
you get 60 seconds. You know your 60 seconds is up when you hear the sound of a kitty. Aw, so adorable. You can barely hear it, but you better wrap it up then, or else you're going to bring out the angry West Hollywood bear. The difference in volume between those two things, it's shocking.
That
All
bear
right.
sounds like it's on crystal meth.
Yeah, it's like
Tweaking balls.
Breaking Bear.
Yeah, breaking bear.
All right. Really, I mean,
He was messing with the outside his hand moving.
sometimes you just have to float something out there, whether it's funny or not. As long as it sounds like a joke, it'll get a laugh in a room like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do.
See, then they didn't laugh at that because they tightened it up. They're like, what do you think? We're stupid? All right. I pulled the name out of the bucket. First 60 seconds tonight goes to Logan Gunselman.
Hi guys. Have you read, there's this news story right now, in Iceland there's an app so that you can find out if the person you just met at a bar is related to you or not. Because they've been fucking on an island for so long that that's like a possibility. And I want to know how many times the inventor of that app accidentally fucked his first cousin before he was like, shit, I gotta do something about it. Maybe he's into his cousins. I know what my type is, and it's gonna get a little uncomfortable in here, I'm sorry. Because my type is 18-year-olds, baby boys. Like, I don't fuck a high schooler by the time I'm 30. I'm gonna fuck a high schooler after I'm 30. Okay. I don't want to go over every time I'm so nervous.
That's exactly a minute right there.
Whoa.
So, do you really fuck young guys? Is that really the thing?
I haven't.
You haven't.
But you're open to the possibilities.
Sure, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure, you guess. So you're saying that you haven't fucked a high schooler when you were in high school. So you want to fuck one now? Is that what you're saying in that?
Yeah, I guess so. I just, 18-year-old is pretty cute.
Did you write it as a joke, or do you really feel that shit? Like, if I talk about fucking 18-year-old, I'm probably gonna fuck an 18-year-old. That's what we're trying to figure out. Are you really?
I agree with that.
I have a feeling if the law wasn't 18, your joke would be way different, right?
How young would you be willing to go if there was no law?
Let's say you're in a third world country where anything goes. Where would you go?
I mean, you're recording this.
Yeah.
I'll pause.
Probably, honestly,
We just hit pause
Yeah,
on the
pause.
entire podcast. Podcast.
Nobody's listening.
No, I honestly one time saw a bunch of high schoolers in football uniforms, and without meaning to in my head, I was like, damn. And then I was like, oh no. So that was it.
Is that your like getting turned on right there? Damn.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
So these were high school football players. Were they in their jerseys and helmets? Like, where were these
They
guys?
had their helmets off, but they still had their shoulder pads on. They were on a crosswalk. I remember it way too well.
No, it's not creepy. Welcome.
Yeah. How long were you in the bushes for?
So it could have been a 14-year-old. You know, it's a freshman in high school. So freshman in high school gets you soaking, maybe.
Soaking? What the fuck are you saying? This is not
That wasn't
dysentery.
bad. You got the creepy kid and just breaks
Jesus
the game.
Christ, man.
Here's my
It's a
thing.
Monday night. There's little kids watching on Ustream.
First of all, I love where you open up. This might get a little creepy. You know how bad it's got to be for a woman to creep guys out? I mean, I'll fuck weird shit, all right? So you can go totally crazy.
How weird? What kind of weird shit are you?
Throw
into?
some scenarios. I'll give you yes or no. Just throw something out there.
Pee bag. Woman with a pee bag.
Yes.
Chick with cornrows.
Yes.
Poopy pants.
Poopy? No. But once she takes the poopy pants off, yes.
She gotta be real fine to bring her down. Like, she like a 10 and she shit in her pants. I'm like, okay, we got a 6.
Fuck that.
It's like a 4. It's like a 4 change,
Yeah,
right? Poop,
you know.
poop equals 4.
First podcast uses evidence as being recorded live.
Here's my thing. It's like comedy's so interesting because, you know, not everything you have to say has to be real, but when you go on stage and you do a dirty joke like that, people are going to think that's what you really think.
Yeah.
And you have to be ready for that energy, you know? And when you get off stage, like, I'll do a lot of dick jokes and I get weird energy off stage, but that's fine because that's what I really think. So if you're going to do those jokes, you have to be ready for, like, Red Band asks if you're soaking or not. You know what I'm saying?
Or a bunch of boners might be a creepy audience. You
Yeah,
never know.
see? But my point is, you gotta, I don't know, man, it's just interesting.
What was the first joke that wasn't about 18-year-olds?
The guy fucking his cousins. The app.
Oh, the app, yeah. Is that true? Is that a real app?
That is a
What's
real
it
app.
called?
I just looked at the article. I didn't look at the app.
I do that too. I just look at the title and I'm like, okay, I think I know what happened there, right? But there was a couple lines in there that I think you didn't need. And that's really why every time I come on the show, I'm always telling you guys gotta cut down the fat. And you were like, because it's an island where everybody's fucking each other, right? I don't really know if that's necessary to the punchline. The punchline really is, how many cousins did this guy fuck before he's like, I think I need a nap for this, which is what you need to get to quickly. It's a great joke.
And also, more on that is like, all the people that are fucking their cousin probably don't have apps on their phone.
Yeah.
You know, they're also in the middle of nowhere, so,
They
you
still
know,
have-
cousin fuckers aren't asking the bar for the Wi-Fi connection. So, you know, that's all. There's so
I thought
much
it's funny, Joe.
there's so much to keep discovering in that, like all that and the stuff you have, and to just fucking explore it, because that's a really great premise. And the reason, why I asked you about the 18-year-old stuff, hooking up with 18-year-olds right afterwards, and what we ended up finding out is that, you know, if you're going to talk about that stuff, talk about what's honest to you, so that it's going to be easier for you to add on to that material.
Yeah.
And-
Like, you're honestly a pedophile. That's what I've learned from that little session.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think even saying 18 just makes you draw attention to it more?
And the
You know what I
funniest
mean?
part
Like-
of the whole thing was after the set when we said, why 18? And you said, because they're cute. You know, and if that's true, then you have to talk about why you're into something more cute than, like, manly right now. If that makes sense.
Ooh, that
Not
is
really.
something that's interesting.
Yeah.
Not really.
Enjoy that. You know, I think you're funny. I think you have great jokes, and you know, it's just, you know, sometimes with your punchline, you just really have to make it crystal clear.
You've been on the show a couple times. You've had, like, murderous sets. How are things going for you, Logan Gunselman?
It's pretty good.
That's your real last name, huh? Gunselman. That's some real,
That's
like,
a great name.
did you, like, drop breadcrumbs your whole way here or something? A little.
Do you know the penis grows thicker in age? You know,
Okay.
there's a lot of benefits.
Right. Alright, you used all your dirty cards in the first 5 minutes of this show, so I mean, we have to really hit the e-brakes here. Jeez Louise.
She don't give a fuck. Her arms are crossed right now.
I know, she's not.
super comfortable. She's cold as ice. Logan gets it.
Yeah, I mean, Red Band's a star maker. Lil Esther's on her third pilot, so.
So Logan, what do you do for fun? What's something else that's going on? What else?
Besides 18-year-olds.
What a perfect heroin belt that you have on also.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect for heroin.
Thanks. People can't see it on the podcast. but thank you.
Well, yeah, again, there's 3 different cameras on you.
Oh, cool. It was free.
Logan, let's get more to my question that Brian just fucking X'd all the air out of as fast as he could. What else are you talking about? What else are you into?
I feel like stuff that's super boring. I don't know.
Let's hear it.
Great, sounds like you're set for a career in stand-up comedy. She's the boring comedian, everybody. Totally original.
Start doing
all
heroin.
those other ones are trying to be entertaining. We found some
I think you're
real
a great
originality.
comic.
No, I love it.
I think
Logan,
you're very funny.
She's very good.
You're great. Absolutely. Super likable. You're going to be amazing. How long have you been on stand-up?
Like 2.5 years.
That's so great.
That's really good stuff.
Yeah, you're
You're
unstoppable.
good.
You're doing
Anything
great.
from you, Pat Reagan?
They'll snatch
I
you
know
up
Logan.
anytime.
You do.
How do you
I'm
know
curious
Logan?
about because just years doing mics, but
And looking like an 18-year-old boy.
Yeah.
am I young enough?
Come on, put on some shoulder pads, Pat. I think you're going to do this fine. Logan, so there you go. There you go. There's Red Van finding his footing. He likes that feeling.
You look like a teacher though, so it works. You know what I mean? You got a school teacher look, so
Yeah.
you in season right now. Just grab one of those big purses and walk around high schools and you in.
Yeah, you don't even have to teach. Just walk
Yeah,
around.
just walk around.
Logan, so much
Boys,
fun.
go back to class. What are you doing?
I think it's a great time to be a woman, by the way. I think women just
What are you saying?
run everything. I think you guys, it's a great time to be a woman in America. I mean, like, it's a great time to be a female comic in LA. I think there's a lot of
I'm
opportunity.
telling you, I couldn't agree more.
I think transgender comics.
I think, and there's no way to say this without sounding sort of like a dick, but I think like we're equal now.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody's been like equality, equality, equality. We don't. It's like we're even. Here we are right now, and nobody's saying it. They're making an all-female Ghostbusters, man.
Yeah.
It's over the fucking line. All right. I'm not gonna believe this new Ghostbusters movie unless these chicks spend the entire movie trying to find the original cast of Ghostbusters.
Nah, fuck that. I was watching Walking Dead last night and two chicks kissed, and I was like, come on, y'all pushing this whole
Yeah.
thing too far.
Totally. That's gonna
Hold
be
on, you have a
every-
problem with that?
Wait.
They
What
were
they
the best.
said-
They were the best looking chicks on
Yeah,
the
it's
show.
the Walking Dead.
Zombie show.
2 4s equal 8.
It's
I'm like, come on, you bring this into. That's like that's not having a zombie police beat a black dude on the show. I'm like, don't bring the issues into the show.
That was weird. I don't know how you went there.
I watched the show to see zombies eat motherfuckers. I don't want to see the sociopath zombie.
What if they're just 2 lesbian zombies eating each other seductively? You know?
It's Walking Dead, not Scissoring Dead.
Yeah.
Logan, so much fun. So nice to meet you. Have a great night. There she goes. Future star of America right there. Oh, that's a killer right there. Logan Gunselman. She's on Twitter at @DirtyGuns.
Women always like to complain that, like, as they get older, it gets harder to meet guys and all this stuff. But now all my friends in their late 30s and 40s, you know what they're doing? They're all going down to Latin America and getting green card dick. Have you seen this? Like, they're all dating, like, third world guys, and they're bringing them back up. And let's say it doesn't work out. They just want your green card.
Right.
They got a whole village of guys down there you can pick from the whole tree. It's like, it's just not fair anymore.
And they're all good looking. It makes you sort of feel bad for Asian guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Asian girls are beautiful, but Asian guys are fucking losers. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, women would mail order bride. All right, what is this, a pro-Asian crowd? All right, you're not gonna like it when they're nuking us in 20 years, motherfuckers.
That's like
Get
redheads.
back in the kitchen and fuck the Asians.
That's like redheads. Like, redhead chicks are smoking hot. Redhead guys look like they are from the Shire. They're just, that's true.
I'm gonna pull another name out of the bucket. This is fun. Here we go. Jerry Brandt.
Oh, Jerry. Shit. Jerry, I don't see any movement on Jerry Brandt.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you're done.
No, Jerry Brandt just missed his spot. You know what that means. He just got blacklisted. Fuck yeah, that's what that sounds like. I pulled another name out of the bucket. Put your hands together for Lindsay Jennings.
This is gonna be great.
That's hilarious.
Do I start now? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I was in preschool, I was pretty much a drug dealer. I hustled that pure white, cane, sugar packets, you know, the little white ones. I had all the kids hooked. They'd be coming up to me, trying to trade me their Lunchables for sugar. They stopped eating, they stopped sleeping. They'd be staying up during nap time. I'd be trying to sleep. As soon as I wake up, they'd be looking at me like, yo, Lindsay, you got any more of that sugar? You got any more of that sugar? But I got caught, I got found out. They got my accomplices. My mom and my grandma stopped taking me to Denny's before school in the morning to get my sodas and my french fries. I served hard time. Out 15 minutes, that shit was rough. I got these tattoos. Damn, I rushed it and I finished before the minute. I had other shit to say, but
You were good.
52 seconds. That's the funniest freestyle rap I've ever heard spoken in my entire life.
I'm doing the rap battle this Friday.
Lindsay,
Is that
leave
true?
that long way. Yeah,
Is
she
that
is.
true? I can fucking tell. Lindsay Jennings. Fuck yeah, that's your first time on the show.
It is.
You didn't
Lindsay's
say-
great. She's a good friend of mine.
What are you, her manager?
No, I'm just
He's
her
been
friend. Why
trying
do
to-
I gotta be your manager?
He's been trying to sniff coke out of my asshole for the past
I don't
2
know
weeks.
what she's talking about.
Something, anything,
If that's
everything.
if that's what you
everything.
call it.
So rude. Stitches get stitches, bitches.
No, that's what
not
you
true.
told her. That's what you told her.
I didn't know it was a secret when you said it in front of everybody
Well,
yesterday.
I whispered it to you. You go, hey, Lindsay, let me do coke out of your butt. I didn't do that.
Your whisper isn't the quietest whisper.
I'm on your side, my butt.
We are live.
Roast battle.
Oh,
I think I actually saw you do your first set on a Death Squad show in the main room. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really a set, and I knew nothing about comedy, but
Right.
I told a story of a date I went on.
You got called in from the audience. You went on stage, and did that get you hooked? Is that?
Yeah, I went up, and it was so awesome, and I was like, Brian Moses is like, what about you, Lindsay? Do you have any bits? And I was like, I'm not a comedian, and then I was like, wait, secretly in the back of my mind, I really want to do it. So it was really awesome.
Did you do the sugar packet thing? Is that what you talked about?
No,
Just
that
told
was
a story.
Yeah, I mean the sugar packet thing is real, but I swear they had to call in like the parents, like they called the parents in to have a meeting with my mom. It was like super serious. But no, I told a story about when I went on a date and this guy, it was like the only date I went on in LA, and this guy fell down the stairs because he's like Mormon and he passes out during scary movies, which he told me, but I was like,
Is this
what?
the story right now? What's happening? Is that what's going on?
Well, yeah, I won't keep going. But.
No, I love it. Was it? Are you telling the story that you told?
Well, I'm trying to make it shorter because I actually did like 6 minutes that first night, but it
Yeah.
was like a bunch of bullshit.
It was
you
cool.
know?
You got to do it in front of Steve-O, and Steve-O was really impressed. He was talking about it
What's
later.
your
My
story?
first joke was roasting Steve-O.
Yeah. Right.
What's your story? What do you do for work?
I have like 6 jobs. I am a
How many of them are blow in hand?
3.
Is Instagram model a job?
I mean, I get paid to like post shit sometimes, but not a full.
Like I said, women rule the fucking world.
Exactly. Everybody that's getting pulled out of the bucket tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm roasting that girl, or maybe battling that girl too. So that's
Yeah.
great. Now that I know that she fucks 18-year-olds.
You have so many piercings. It's like
I took a bunch out.
It's incredible. I get the feeling that All right.
Okay, let's get in your set if you don't mind.
Yeah, when you perform, you go real fast.
Yeah,
and
you
then
were just
move
flying
like,
through it.
You
Yeah.
move like you're dancing, and it's kind of tough to concentrate.
Yeah. Well, you've only, how many times have you been on stage? You've only probably done it like what?
We're not
once?
talking the main stage either. We're just talking the stage.
Like 6 times.
6 times. So this is your 6th time, and you. The best thing is just listen to your set, slow down 100%.
Yeah.
Just make it more comfortable. But other than that, there's not much we can tell you other than just keep on going up. You did really good. I would like to have you at the Ice House Friday if you want to do 5 minutes.
Oh, you gotta do the fucking
Wait,
rap
This is everything that's wrong with show business. What you just saw, everybody. What in front of your very eyes is what's wrong with all of entertainment.
I'm gonna do coke out your ass.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Here's the
do
thing, man.
myself.
Oh, let me guess. She can open up for you in Tampa.
I'm already booked here on Friday.
Oh, you're already booked?
I'm not fucking Red Band. You'll have your own podcast in 2 weeks. But
I already do. Playboy Radio.
Yeah, Playboy Radio. She's actually.
the balls that you
Can I say what
Not,
you're a
not the
member of?
only thing you
What am I a
plugged
member of?
recently.
Suicide girl. She's a suicide girl.
What does that mean?
Nobody knows.
Are we gonna actually talk about her set or just hit on her the whole time? What are we gonna do?
I'm not hitting on her. I'm trying to make fun of her, but I can't get a word in with you two overprotective, trying to jump in and be the father figure she never had out of nowhere. You motherfuckers. I'm trying to fucking.
I'm watching it go down too.
You guys are being way too nice. Way too nice.
Are you ticklish?
I learned how to turn it off.
Oh.
But like sometimes, yeah. You know. It's like, because it's like a mind thing when somebody comes up to you and they're like, tickle, tickle. You're like,
Fuck all that. All you gotta do is slow down. Can we get back to the shit?
Yes,
man?
absolutely.
Can we piss off other women?
I say it, I'm a scumbag. The Black Florist Ranger says it. It's suddenly words of wisdom.
Brian took it to Tickle Land after all that, so. Yeah, you've only done it 6 times. You totally have to slow down. You have to relax. You know, like, not everybody like, if you're performing in a room full of, complete cokeheads and everybody's just out of their mind, like, zipping in the middle of a rock show or something, that energy is perfect, but, like, you have to connect with these people and you're really, like, pushing it. Sam, hit it.
I agree with everything you said. I just, it just comes back to, again, you're 6 in, but it comes just back to focusing what you're trying to say. You were just all over the place, and that's it. And you're brand new. It's just like, how clear can you make your punchline? And that's really what it is. So people don't have to think, oh, is she talking about drugs, or is she talking about candy? Right there, that's too much thinking. You got to really phone so it's easily digestible. That's really all I have to say.
I love it. Byron, anything else?
Slow down, like I say, and don't do like too much moving like of the body like that, because you
no
come
twerking.
Across, you come across as a dancer and not a comedic performer.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, this is a different ball game than rap, and when you tell your story, the conviction in it will sell it more than the jokes.
Yeah.
So make sure you really take them to that place where you selling candy, and even why you was bringing candy packets to school anyway.
I think
like a real white student.
And what were they paying you with is another thing. Like, make it all. It can all be funny.
I
You
think
can
it'd
take
be,
that little bit of truth and then exaggerate it and pump it up with crazy stuff.
The
Like,
candies-
what do you trade in preschool for?
Lunchables.
There you go.
That candy
She did-
story didn't seem real.
I do
I
think
rushed it.
you should also address your look. I mean, when you walk up, people are like, "What's going on here?" And it's just, I think that'd be a good opener.
First thing.
Like the hoops or whatever,
Right.
the tats on your neck and or on your face. Just like it's a real quick way to get people to know who you are real quick.
Yeah.
And it's set up, so.
Okay.
Anton,
You're like Bronny's daughter from the napkins.
Right now, that's perfect.
You know Bronny,
The lumberjack guy?
Yeah.
Is it Scott or Bronny?
Ronnie's daughter after Bronny went away to prison. A long time.
All right.
yeah, there you go.
right.
Lindsay Jennings, everybody. There you go.
Snitch!
She's on Twitter and obviously Instagram. Lindsay Jennings. It's Lindsay with an E. Jennings.
That was cold-blooded.
So that's on you.
I thought about it though.
All
We all would do
right.
the same thing.
This looks like an interesting name. Could possibly be fake. Put your hands together for Seizure Kaiser.
Hey everyone, my name is Seizure. I'm from Australia. I'm going to start with an impression. Do you guys like impressions?
Yeah!
Alright, here's an impression of a guy I used to work with. Ching chong, hoso yo. Sorry, I should explain. That's Steven, he's a racist. If you're wondering what's my accent, like I said, I'm from Australia, but I was born in Israel and I'm an Arab. So when I wake up in the mornings, I don't know if I should blow myself up or kick myself out of my own home. But my Australian side usually beats myself up and says, fuck off, get a job. That's an Australian joke, doesn't translate here. But a little bit about me, I used to be Muslim. I can't be in a religion that doesn't have a sense of humor, so that's why I left. And like, I don't know if you know much about Islam, but, you know, Muhammad, he had like 4 wives. One was a 9-year-old girl. And I know why they get pissed off if you draw the Prophet Muhammad. Because let's face it, if I had fucked a 9-year-old girl, I wouldn't want my picture plastered everywhere. I think that's it, right?
It's a minute. Caesar Kaiser. Very funny.
You know what I like about what you did? You put the strong jokes in the beginning and the end, like a long set, and then you put the risk one in the middle.
Yep.
So, yeah, that was very smart.
Exactly how to do it.
How long you been doing it?
6 years professional.
Yeah.
You're I've done this like 4 or 5 times now. I don't know how many times, but that was the best I've seen here so far. It was really funny.
All the way from halfway around the world. That's so fun. So
Great
you're in
shirt.
Sydney?
Yeah, Sydney.
That's so fun. What's different from Australia and here? How long have you been in America?
Actually, only 2 months, and I leave next week.
Thank God.
Where were you right now?
I don't know what kind of terrorist you is, but shit.
This won't be the first podcast I bomb either. So, but
Where have you been for 2 months?
New York and LA.
How long have you been in LA?
A month. Yeah.
Been doing a lot of spots, getting up a lot?
Not really. I just pretty lazy.
So you flew here and just said, I don't feel like going out?
I needed a holiday, so I thought I'll come to LA, check it out. But I didn't expect to do spots, but you know, the comedian side of me was like, get the fuck out there, and I did.
So you got out once?
Twice.
Oh, look at you go get
in a whole month. So, what have you been doing in LA?
Just banging American chicks, right?
I got a girlfriend, so I can't say that. But like, just sightseeing. Like, I'm a big movie buff, so I've been checking out, you know, locations and stuff.
Have you gone to the New Beverly Cinema in Beverly?
Yep, been there.
How is being a tourist in LA? Because I always thought the stuff you really want to see is behind closed doors.
Well, it's also gross and dirty. I remember coming here my first time going, ooh, really? This is what everyone talks about?
Hollywood's a shit.
Yeah, you have to find the good spots. It's hard.
Well,
it's in between all the shit they tell you is good.
Well, when I got here, I was staying in mid-city, so I was like, this doesn't seem like the LA from the movies.
Yeah.
But when I moved a little bit closer here, it's like more vibrant. But anything past Washington's.
I had the same thought as my daughter. I could have stayed in Atlanta for this shit. Yeah, Wilshire and above. What you want to fuck with?
Yep, always.
So how long you
Did you
in
do your
town for?
straight out Compton tour? You went all to see the sights and
No, I'm
sounds?
not going to Compton. No.
Why? Are you afraid?
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for your
Are there a lot
honesty.
of black people in Australia?
No, there's like 4.
Yeah.
Australia's pretty racist. And there's not many black people there.
There's the Aborigines, right?
They're not black.
I
They're
really thought
Aborigines.
you
They're
were-
natives.
I really thought your joke was going to
We
be
gotta
actually
say that.
racist.
Only black people can call another group.
Yeah. Welcome to America and our stupid rules.
Yeah. But man, that's good, man.
How do
Good
you
set.
How do you feel about black people
Yeah,
yourself?
be honest, dude.
I love them.
What do you love about
I see the way you say that.
You only know 4, man. 5, you know what I
He's got it.
My first American mugging. Yeah.
There you go. Jokes on Byron when his jacket blows up in 5 minutes.
My favorite part of that was Tony's like, hold on, I got a good one.
Stop talking, Sam. Seizure Kaiser. That's interesting. How far away is that from your real name?
Quite a bit. I illegally changed it.
You did?
From what?
A long story, but I used to be a DJ and I held the strobe light down a bit too long and 4 people had epileptic fits and everyone called me that seizure guy, so I thought fuck it. And
That's what people remember from your music, is
Oh,
the
yeah.
ailments that you delivered.
it was a metal club, so
You're like the angel of death.
They was like, go, 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 go.
That's so fun.
I got a party with you in Australia. I want to see this season.
You still DJ now and then?
no.
No, the seizure.
Did that rain?
I
a
got
kibosh
fired
on
right
the
after
career.
that, so
How was that
Do you
talk?
miss just pressing buttons all the time? Do you miss that?
I've got a laptop, so no.
Sits at home on a keyboard.
Was it like, can we come? Can we come in the office, let me talk to you for a minute. And then they was like, you killed 4 people tonight. Was it real calm, or was they yelling at you like, get the fuck out of here, you'll never work at these
The promoter had no problem with it. It was the venues.
Of course.
The promoter's like, come back next week. I'm like, no, they banned me.
Normally the foam at those dance clubs isn't coming out of people's mouths, but you do something extra fun and you make it organic.
You know, you would here it would work. If you go to like Coachella or something, and you make everybody have a seizure, you will work every year.
How long are you in town for? When are you leaving?
I'll leave Sunday.
What's your girlfriend like?
She's pretty cool. She's I don't know if I should say this, but she's a professional dominatrix. So.
Nice.
Whoa!
You're just blowing our minds right now.
She's white?
Amazing.
Yes.
How your parents feel?
They hate her.
Truth bombs here tonight on Kill Tony, and I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the Ice House Friday? You can if you want to do one more spot before you leave.
Yeah, I'd love to.
It's the Death Squad show, so check it out 10 o'clock. I'll get a hold of you.
There you go. Caesar Kaiser.
Hot chicks and terrorists.
That's it. He comes in, he does 2 spots in a month, and out of one of those spots gets another spot, a book show. Caesar Kaiser. Not many people go with the ailment for their first name when they change it, but he spells it like an actual seizure.
Or a tragedy that they were directly involved in.
What was that? What kind of weird?
Not many people would name themselves after a tragedy that they were directly involved in.
Right. There's no like school shooter Jenkins out there.
Why they gotta be Jenkins?
I swear to God, as soon as I thought of it, like sometimes I have something in the chamber and I'm just like, roll with it, you know, just go, just get it out. And as soon as it hit me, I'm like, I don't know why there's a black last name on this one. You got me. That did not make much sense. There's never a black school shooter.
Not yet.
You say that like you're about to do it tomorrow.
I thought about doing it when I was in school, but...
You thought about it?
Yeah. But that's a whole other story.
It's gonna be a black kid who loves anime.
Oh yeah, it's black. There's niggas that like anime.
Yeah.
You know what
That should be the name of this episode.
I mean? Niggas that like anime.
I pulled another name out of the bucket, guys, out of the 40 people that signed up randomly earlier. And this name is Jesse Rothenberg. Caesar Kaiser is Ryan Caesar.
I think that little people have a bit of a branding problem. You know, they said, we don't want to call midgets anymore. That's derogatory. Call us little people. And I get it, you know? You don't want to be called something derogatory, but they could do better. They could do a lot better. They could have said, we don't want to be called midgets anymore. That's derogatory. Call us people. And then, you know, we could just see the little part with our eyes. I mean, it's a lot like my group of people demanding to be called, like, big white dumb people. But we already have a name. We picked it 300 years ago. It's Yes, Sir. I do not deserve respect. I'm so weirded out when someone says sir to me. It's like, you know that I used to have dreadlocks, right? You never call a white man with dreadlocks, sir. Okay. I'm going to stop there.
You did it. Listen, Jesse.
Stop. Let's just watch his eyes real quick as he kind of goes over what just happened.
First special title, White
done,
Guilt.
Let me tell you exactly what just happened there. It wasn't even... Get away from that ball. It's just...
Teabag by the road.
Jesse, you had it. That's one of my favorite midget jokes I've ever heard. I never thought of it that way. I liked it. And then you came right out of it and you go, you don't have a name for us, big dumb white people or whatever you said. But you just did a funny joke, so everybody's like, why are you dumb? The only thing we know about you is that good joke you did before, and you lost all momentum there.
Oh,
and then nobody, I mean, 3 people laughed, but I think they laughed on cadence alone.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what the fuck you said at the end. You
Do
know
you
what I
get
mean?
the idea of it though?
No.
It's that
It's a great little person joke. Regular
Yeah.
people, boom, you got it. And then why are you big and dumb? You used to have dreadlocks? Is that what you said at the end?
that was
That's
just
a different
something
joke.
so like you'd have something to talk to me
But,
about. Like,
and that's what I'm going to get back to.
Yeah.
Is when did you get rid of the dreadlocks?
oh, it was in like 6th grade.
Oh,
What?
Well, you didn't used to have dreadlocks. You used to have nappy ass hair when you were a kid.
No, I had dreadlocks put in because my mom was
Put
awful.
in? Wait a second. You had weave?
Extension.
No,
You got haddished?
like if you not if you
bought,
not
like,
the
Indian
hair
people's
enough,
hair and
like,
had it sewn in.
no.
What the fuck did you do, Jesse Rockenhart? You better start talking, boy.
Well, my
Or else
parents.
we're going to make you give back that fucking Cosby sweater you wore out tonight.
It's a Mr. Rogers sweater.
It's a fucking burn it sweater. It's what that is.
You got pockets.
Fire starter. Okay, Jesse. Back to your dreadlocks.
Oh, I was just really into Bob Marley. So
At 6?
no, 6th grade. I was like 12 or something.
Were you smoking pot already?
No, but everyone thought I was. Okay, cool.
Are you nervous right now?
Not as much as I was before, but
You've been on this show before, and you were super nervous?
this is my 3rd time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're still-
You're so
I think you're a little
memorable.
nervous.
I'm reasonably nervous.
Looking out and seeing people just cover their face like this when they say things. I like your style, man.
You started off really good, but yeah, you got to figure out whatever that second part of that
Yeah,
joke
the
is.
end isn't great, but
I don't understand why you're calling yourself big and dumb. You're not that big
Well, no.
and you're not that dumb. So
The-
what are we saying?
the idea is that it's to set up the yes sir, so it's just a way of getting to.
Oh shit. What's the what's a moose? What's the moose?
What's the mood?
What is that noise right there?
Give us a second. We need something to
What's
hit
that
you
one?
with. Right here.
I don't know what made me know that would be the noise. That's exactly the noise you just made. I love that. Obviously, you're still in 6th grade, and okay, remember puberty? Okay, I
Hey
lost
man, the
everybody.
time is so precious. Don't even quit. I bombed a lot.
Get away from the ball, Jesse. Get away from the ball.
Why do you like that ball?
We're breaking people's running away
I bomb a
habits
lot.
tonight.
You run with that shit. You run with it. If you don't think you're doing well, fuck it. Just keep
And
going.
talk about it.
Yeah.
This ain't going well. And just be in the moment. People appreciate that.
I'm
Yeah, I
telling
know.
you,
I
it
know.
was.
You ever,
man.
you ever been banging a chick and you came and your dick was going down, but you just kept fucking until it was over? That's what you do when you're on stage. You just keep going.
Yeah, I know.
Let them tell you to leave. You know what I mean?
Can someone please?
Let them tell you to go.
I need that. I need a transcript of that. Can someone please get me a transcript of that? That is fucking Confucius shit right there. I'll tell you that right now. You were. I think you got nervous, man. I think it was a really funny take on it that they should just be called people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Cut
then
that
you
other
could
part
also
off.
go into what are better names than little people, like Mystic Beast or something like that. You know.
Right.
Or just cut that other part off and put it back in the oven because whatever that was not worth this.
Yeah,
You know, it was like
I'm still
a
working that
joke
out.
mixed with a
Have you
horrible
ever been
joke.
friends with a midget before?
No.
Have you ever smelled one?
No.
That's the problem. You gotta smell it.
You gotta know what. You gotta know what it is.
You gotta taste one.
That's
spit
how,
it out.
that's how every other animal in the kingdom smells its prey.
Yeah.
You have to you have to get down on one knee and say, "Dude, come over here, buddy. Come over here, little buddy." Normally is better.
Yeah.
I just go like just make noise.
They smell like crispy treats.
Well, don't tell him. Don't tell him. Make him
Well,
feel
that's the
good.
one I smelled. And it was the little Mr. T on Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh wow,
Oh, that's a different kind of smell.
You smelled like what?
Rice Krispie treats.
Man,
He's a unicorn midget.
Yeah.
he's scary because he's also not only he's Mr. T sometimes, and then other days he's Black Chucky, which I love. If you go to Hollywood, right, the same guy. So sometimes he's little Mr. T, like a lowercase T, and And then other days he's Black Chucky, you know what I mean? Which
That's
is just
scary.
scary as fuck. It's like the knife is as big as he is.
Yeah.
And
I heard he got arrested for blowing dudes in the parking lot. That's a true story.
shut the fuck
No,
up.
really, dude.
Black
Allegedly,
Chucky.
allegedly.
Hey man, what you doing, man? I'm over here letting Black Chucky suck my.
Yeah.
What?
Talk about Mr. Nice Guy, right? That's the name of the actual doll.
Are you bored yet?
It's a real Chucky joke right there. You guys all missed.
Yeah, Lou. That's how we felt toward the end of your series. When you walked off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You look like a Jesse Rothenberg.
Oh,
by the
thank
way.
you very
I mean,
much.
like,
Very
I don't
nice
know
of you.
what that is, like whatever type of Facebook type of weird shit you have going on, but you look like a Jesse Rothenberg.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Who's
I'm just-
Jesse Rock? Oh.
I'm just saying, he looks
Oh.
like he would be a Jesse Rothenberg.
Oh, you just made that name up?
No, that's his name.
Oh.
I have a piece of paper here in front of you. Jesse, where did you get that sweater from?
The Goodwill over in Silver Lake.
Yeah. Wow.
The fancy one.
No, that's like the Goodwill that has to just be the most gone through Goodwill. Like just everybody scrapes everything. I mean, the Goodwill at Silver Lake, that's got to be like the fucking, you know.
That's the Goodwill.
Fuck, I don't even know. I mean, I can't even. I'm a professional comedian.
That's the Goodwill that other Goodwills donate to.
Right,
How many hipsters fingered that shirt? That's my question, man.
Somebody fucked on that shirt in Coachella.
Yeah.
I actually haven't washed it yet since I bought it.
You got shingles.
Oh, Jesus. You got to go to a better Goodwill too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You got to go. You got to go Goodwill hunting. I don't know. In the moment, you think that's a stock joke I had loaded up? Motherfuckers, don't hey-o me. This shit is live. There he goes, Jesse Rothenberg. Jesse _Bob_human on Twitter. Jesse the Human. It's fun.
Yeah, I feel better.
This is a good one tonight. I like this. You guys having fun out there? Yeah. Jamie burning in the back, holding it down on the HD camera.
I wish I had this when I started, man.
I know. That's
You get strong fast doing this shit.
That's exactly why I wanted to start it. Is because I was a fucking workaholic when I started. Spot, and anytime there'd be a great comedian in the back, like Sam or something like that, and I would get a little bit of feedback. I loved it, and I would go spot to spot the rest of the week, enforcing that new habit and fucking breaking it.
I think that's a big part of growing as a comic is being able to listen to people who've done it longer than you and hear what they think. And if you don't like it, don't use it. But, be open to, hey, man, you might want to try this. When I did that, man, shit started changing.
And fun fact, the first person out of everybody and all the cool shit I've done to ever take me on the road with them and give me advice, Sam Tripoli, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
He told me to cut the fat, and it was just a few months in, and I did, and it changed everything. Shorten your setups, hit those punches.
Did you know Sam was the first one to book me on my first paid gig?
Wow.
Like I opened up for a few people before, but never got paid for it, and Sam was the first one to actually.
Maybe one day we'll return the favor and give
What
Sam
did I
his
do
first
for you?
gig.
What did I do for you? I was the one who freed you, right? I freed you.
He introduced me to Alexis, Texas on the show. You put me on the show.
I remember I saw you on that plantation. I said, he looks fun. Let him go.
I was like, that's where the idea of Django came from. He got me, and we just went out. You know what I mean? I put cocaine in girls' asses, and he would sniff them out.
When he talks about it's funny. When I talk about it, you guys are like, "Ah!" It's so weird. I'm just a creepy guy, huh? Is that what it is?
No, it's the Raiders hat. Put this hat on.
There you go. Oh, wow, look at that. Hey, everybody. You loved him in The Wizard of Oz. It's the Scarecrow, everybody.
You like a slave master with that hat. Put it on again. That motherfucker looks just like a slave master.
I feel like what's his face from Toys.
Woody.
Woody, yeah.
There's a snake in my boot. There's a snake in my boot. All right. I pulled another name out of the bucket. Put your hands together for Courtney Banks.
So, I was the ugly sister growing up. It's true. You know you're the ugly sister when you're only taught practical skills. And, my sister, that ugly fucking bitch, she, no, she was really pretty. She went to modeling etiquette camp. I got taken outside and taught how to mow the lawn. So I'll put it to you this way. I know how to use a level, okay? It was fair. I was so fat that my fat was trying to eat my face, kind of thing. So I was really sad when I found out my sister died. It was a very tragic death. Waterbed accident. She drowned. Very popular in the 90s. And when I found out, basically I woke up with clean hands and a heavy heart and just soaking wet pajamas because she was skinny, but she was a fucking fighter. I'll tell you that much.
All right.
I would like a picture of your face.
So confused. Catch this episode next week on Forensic Files. Everyone. Pretty sure we just...
Wait, rewind that. So you're.
I was so nervous I fucked up my work.
Did your sister really die?
No, she didn't.
All right.
No. Well, was she pretty or was she ugly?
She was pretty. I fucked that up, and I just kept going.
That's a pretty intense joke. That kind of like that girl earlier, or that guy earlier. If it's not a real story, you're gonna get people in the audience going, "Whoa, what the fuck is she talking about?"
How long you been on stand-up?
3 months.
Right. Yeah. Feels that way. How many spots are you getting? A lot? You going up? You hustling?
I go up like 6 to 9 times a week.
That's great.
Oh, yeah, she's getting it in.
Yeah. Well, then you're good. You're just starting and you're trying shit, and that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So what else? What other types of things do you talk about?
Was
That's
you really
real bad?
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
Who's your favorite comics? Like, who do you look up to?
Bill Burr is my absolute favorite.
Okay.
I just finished reading Cannison's biography.
Yeah, she got a dark soul. You know what I mean?
I do. I have a dark soul. I like dark comedy.
Which is great. So, but you mentioned Bill Burr. Bill Burr takes his take on real stuff that happened.
Yeah.
You're really you're asking us to believe something that's completely made up in your head. And very early, I think you can kind of sense it's not real. And I don't know how the crowds do it, but they can always sense when you're talking about something that isn't real.
And I think it's a natural habit of people when they first start out in the first 6 months to a year to just make up stuff because it seems funnier.
Stuff.
It seems funnier in the beginning on paper, than it does,
I have a lot of people that ask me, that come up to me after I do that, and they're like, "Oh my god, my siblings died too," and then I'm like, "Oh my god, no.
Yeah.
That's the reaction you want.
That is,
You're opening
People come out and say to you after this.
Yeah,
No,
so
Courtney, do you know what I think though?
terrible.
I think your energy. I mean, I think this is like this in just performance in general and sets, but your energy is determined the first almost 3 seconds you're on stage.
Yeah,
100%. You know what I mean? It's like immediately how you immediately come on and engage the audience and carry yourself. And for this set, you just came on with some kind of energy that made the audience back off a little bit.
You jumped right into something. You really, really jumped into it, and I think you have too much charisma. People want to know about you, and immediately you went straight into your sister.
You were insecure out the gate. You started looking down, and right there, they sense weakness. When you're you were uncomfortable, you're like, ah.
So let's meet you, Courtney. This is your first time on the show, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What were you doing before stand-up comedy? What do you do for work? Where are you from?
Where she's from?
I just asked her, Brian, and obviously don't know.
I'm from Virginia, but I went to Ohio State.
Whoa! La la! Welcome to the Illuminati, and you're in. You're gonna. How do you like a spot at the Ice House on Friday? Hours of Truth coming out for the first time tonight.
Fun fact, I actually had a waterbed. I actually was so fucked up that I was with a girl, and we were both wasted, and we were coming down from acid or something, and my cat popped the waterbed, and we woke up both submerged in water, and it had been there for a while. Like it didn't wake us up once we felt like a little drop or something. We were
Your
in
cat
the water.
popped
She was
it?
like, yeah, my cat.
Wow, it's the only time you've ever had a wet pussy in your bedroom.
Joke of the night.
When you get to make a wet pussy joke, you have to make it.
That was
Courtney, tell us about you. So
And
you
when
went
you
to
get
Ohio
to
State, What did you do for work?
I quit my job. I was a waitress.
Where were you
quit
waitressing at?
Cabo Cantina in
Holy
Hollywood.
shit.
It was terrible.
Where
I
at?
would kill
Which one?
myself. In Hollywood, Cabo Cantina.
Oh, right down here?
No, the one in on Hollywood Boulevard. So it
wow.
stabbed my eyes out.
So it was
every
one of
day.
those places that serves like yellow and pink and purple
Like
drinks.
big margaritas.
And they give away free drinks to try cheap drinks to give people a
Yes.
headache and make them want to drink more
And
to get
nobody
rid of it.
tipped.
It's a hub of arts and culture.
Pretty much.
So tell us about you, Courtney. What's your favorite hobby? What do you do for fun?
Really happy hobbies. I
Gotta
watch
get some.
TV. I'm not trying to get some. Why would that be my hobby?
No, get some hobbies.
Oh, trying to get some. Oh, that's
Getting
right.
hobbies is a
hobby.
What do you
Hobbies should be dead.
Getting some dick.
What do you do for fun, Courtney?
Like go hiking sometimes.
Where was the last time you went hiking? I just feel like
2
that was a
weeks
bullshit
ago.
answer.
No,
I agree with you, Pat.
what do you think? I go hiking with Josh Merowitz.
Oh, name
sympathy
dropper.
No, the kid, he's the comedian with autism,
He has
everybody.
autism, you
She's trying to
fucking
get.
asshole.
She's trying
Did you
to get
walk
brownie
with him
points.
or did you walk him?
She walked him up a canyon.
He's getting better every week.
So, Courtney, what's it like being from Virginia? What part of Virginia were you from? A big city?
No, it's a small town. It's called Stafford. Nobody knows where it is.
And you are really good at taking questions,
Hey,
Courtney.
I want to say something.
Really rolling with it.
You're an attractive girl. You know, you really are. And to come up here going, you know, I used to be ugly. Whenever you start talking about your looks, I just think it's a lose-lose situation. Whether you're attractive or you're not attractive, I just think that you're making the crowd make a determination of how attractive you are. And I just don't, it's like Dave
This is
Cook's
why-
Instagram.
this
It's
is
so
why I did
uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
So uncomfortable, by the way.
This is why I did this joke though, because it's a
great
true
analogy.
story. I was like very, very overweight.
Yeah, but you're
as a
not
child.
now.
Right, but that's a personal experience to me. So
And if
what
that-
do
and
you
if-
do? You just don't talk about it?
No,
I just was
If
like-
that's the thing, then you have to nail it on the head like that. You know, saying ugly and pretty, and then you completely disintegrated everything by saying that ugly bitch after you just said she was the
But
pretty.
that
I
was
meant to
fear.
say
That,
pretty.
when she
I was
said that
concerned.
ugly bitch, when you never say that ugly bitch in the joke.
No, yeah, you've
right?
seen
That
it
was
before.
that was fear.
You've seen her do a step
I
before.
haven't seen that
Wait.
joke, but I'm just guessing, just
Yeah,
based
that was
on
deserved.
energy wise.
Yeah, you
There's no
at
joke.
beginning, you establish more how you looked before and what your sister looked like, so people can get an idea.
You should describe your
Because
sister.
you're not that ugly. So
You're not that ugly. That's great, dude. Good job.
I
You're
mean,
in.
you
You're in.
got to set the bar for how pretty she
Right.
is. You know what I mean?
What's
Normally
the real
when
story?
I have more time, I do, but it's a short time.
Yeah.
Courtney, up here. What's the real story? How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have one brother, one sister.
What's and when
My
you
sister is fucking gorgeous.
and she's always been gorgeous.
Always
and
been
you
gorgeous.
used to be
And
fat.
I was super fat.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So what does she do now?
She's a commercial interior designer.
Does she have
Of course
kids?
she is.
No.
Is she happy?
Yeah.
Where does she live?
DC.
Do you stay in communication with her?
Yeah.
So is she happy?
I guess she wants to live in LA.
What kind of car does she drive?
But you live in LA.
Yeah,
What's her
she
sign?
wants to live here and do.
What was the joke? What was the meat of the joke?
There is no meat of that
There
joke.
was no
Immediately
joke,
get
right?
rid of it. So let's get back.
So,
It's never gonna work. There's nothing we can do.
you're only 6 weeks in. Again, like the other girl, there's not much we can say. The best advice is just listen to your set. Make sure there's jokes in there, and make sure there's a point. Be really cut all the fat that you don't need to talk
Be
about.
honest.
Just-
Talk about the real shit.
Yeah.
If she's
Yeah.
an interior designer and you're happier than she is, or whatever, anything you want. But if you're going to cover it, keep it true and keep it real and keep it on what it really is. Because it's going to be easier for you to write around that if you keep it true.
Yeah.
If you start going make believe, then what? You're covering up some waterbed murder. Nobody knows what's going on. And worst case scenario, you get tackled and arrested at the end of the set. For
Like
murder.
honestly, I masked a lot of my shit. My comedy up until now was observational, but it was dark shit, Confederate flag school shootings, and being in favor of. But I'm masking the fact that I almost shot my school and nobody knows. But for me to talk about other people doing it takes away from it. You know,
You almost shot your school?
Yeah.
You two should get together and just go on a crime spree, a fake crime spree.
But I got a sister also that y'all probably met who's light skinned and look way better than me too, so I feel her pain.
I guess it was just like, don't you ever want to do stuff to your sibling? But, you know.
Yeah, but when you start going on looks, you're attractive. So when you start going, I used to be fat and ugly, then they're like, oh, what do you think, you're hot now? You know, it's just like, it's a no-win situation.
What else is different other than the two of you when you were kids? What's
She always
different
had-
now? You think she's prettier than you are now?
No, now we caught up. We're listening.
We caught up. All the personalities in her head, I think that's...
Imagine how your sister feels right now.
Well, yeah.
She like, God damn, what happened to me? You blossomed early. Y'all didn't catch up. You caught her, and she's
fucking
falling
caught up
back.
her.
You know what I mean?
Well, she makes... Okay. Very good. Again. Perhaps... I mean, every other...
And that sound effect's a little bit creepier now at the Comedy Store.
Yeah. That's true. You should do 6 of them.
Well, you know, what we learned here tonight, clearly, is that Courtney, you know, your sister may have the looks, but she definitely also has the sense of humor, too.
And you can take that to the banks.
Take that to the Courtney Banks. There she goes, everybody. Courtney, you're going to be fun. You're brand new. Post them all, please. Speak them all warriors. At Courtney Banks. By the way, I make fun of all these people, but all of these comedians that I make fun of have more balls than every other comedian that are starting out, so just remember that.
And there's really not much.
Because if you sign up for this show, you're in the game.
And there's not if her sister was Lenny Kravitz.
There's not much we can really tell though to like somebody that new, you know,
Right.
just basic stuff.
You know, you just gotta find out stuff about them and try to figure out what it is that makes them tick. Okay, here we go. I'm pulling a name out.
Yeah, y'all are good.
Dan Nolan.
Oh,
there we go.
My good friend, Dan Nolan.
So guys, I just got that iPhone app that shows you where all the sex offenders around you live, but it doesn't let you swipe right or send winks. I feel like I wasted $4. Hey, what's up with all these bitches on Tinder, man? Sending me pictures of their dicks. I'm not trying to. Okay. No, I don't know. I think dudes should be allowed to brag about their dick holes. Like, I got a pretty regular dick, but that hole, though. You ever wonder if Disney princesses take quizzes on Facebook to see which one of us they're most like? I learned something interesting the other day. Did you know that a majority of Americans is more than half of Americans? I didn't know what majority meant. That's... Starting a new band. The sound we're going for is going to be kind of like a cross between Simon and Garfunkel. Like just those two guys.
Wow, Dan Nolan, fired up. By the way, earlier I said that women have caught up, that they're equal with men. I take that back. After seeing the sets tonight between the men and the women, I'm sorry, ladies, I love you. You know, I was raised by a single mom, but tonight, no. Listen to all the women. It's so easy to fucking throw them up. Oh God, I'm blogging it right now.
I'm jealous of that dick hole.
I'm gonna sit here and blog it.
I'm jealous of your dick hole joke.
That's a good dick hole.
Yeah, great.
That joke is like 4 days old. Like,
Really?
I was like,
That's the best. You know, there's actually dick hole porn, by the way, where
that
where
joke is
people
like
put
4 millimeters
where
wide.
where people put like things in people's dick holes.
Okay, Brian. Anyway, back to the comedy show we're doing.
Nobody's enjoying that.
Well, I'm just saying there's a lot you can like research about it.
You can research
If you
anything.
know about your dick hole, you might want to do some research.
Yeah. Really stretch out that dick hole joke you're talking about.
Dan, I don't. Okay,
yeah.
Sorry, it's your show.
No, I mean, okay. Dan, we had you on the show before.
Yeah.
I've talked to you before. You are a recovering heroin addict.
Yep. Yeah, 8 months sober next week.
Yeah.
Go back to it.
Unless that chick wants to let me
Being
stuff
up to
cocaine out of her
say.
asshole, then I might. Okay.
Well, Dan, I mean, you know, you're writing jokes like you're still on heroin. Like they are so good and so funny. Like you're just firing off one-liners faster and harder than Mitch Hedberg, and they're not Mitch Hedberg jokes. Mitch Hedberg like put so many flags on so many planets of one-liners. And it seems like you're attacking different things and have a different style altogether. You're not relying on so many one-liner guys go so slow and just fucking blah, 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 blah. That's the one thing that they all have in common, and you're just fucking throwing combinations, Mayweather style.
Thanks.
So, you know, you definitely are doing something different, which is hard to do when you're a one-liner comedian. So.
Yeah, I dropped the one-liners for a while, for about 3 months. That was all I was doing in the beginning, and then the last...
Look. Don't lay off the one-liners. Keep off the heroin, not the one-liners. It's very important not to get those two things confused. Sam Tripoli, go ahead.
I mean, Dan's a good friend of mine. We've been friends for a little while now, especially through his sobriety. And listen, dude, I would give you some advice, but you're doing it. I mean, like, you got a great style. You know, sometimes when you keep doing the one-liners, eventually you get to a place where you want to expand them, you know?
Yeah.
So you're not just doing like 90 jokes in like a 10-minute set, but besides that, man, I mean, you're great. Your jokes fit your look, which is creepy as fuck, you know? You really are. You're creepy, and that's why you're my friend. And I don't really have much to say other than I really enjoyed your set, man. We've had a couple really good sets tonight, man, and it's been fun to watch how everybody's doing so far. You know.
Yeah, very, 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 and we talk about it all the time, hard to kill in 60 seconds, but when it's done right.
It's
you
a
can
skill.
See how it works, you know? And by the way, if you picture that in a 5-minute or a 10-minute set, if he's able to keep that momentum, or half an hour set, or an hour-long set, if all the jokes were that funny, I'd watch an hour of that straight.
No, you have a style that's great for late night television too. I mean, I doubt they're gonna let you do dickhole jokes on the Tonight Show. But you know, when you write a couple really good things like the sex offender joke, that could be a late night television joke.
Yeah.
That's a really
I've
funny
got like
joke.
5 minutes of straight, clean one-liners.
Yeah.
And,
It's just a matter of time. Everybody works into the rotation, and you just keep working hard. You'll be in the place to take advantage of the situation, the opportunities that come to you.
Byron Bowers. Have you talked to Dan yet? What do you got for me? Care to say something?
Oh no, it's a great job, man. They just gonna get harder and harder and better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely great writing style. The element of surprise is there, and even though like we gave people notes on conviction and writing about stuff that they might have lived through, but the stuff that you wrote, you can tell it comes from is conviction in it. You know what I mean? And that's why you were able to sell it. Because even though the delivery might have been a little off at the moment, that's just gonna kick in. You already got the majority of it down as far as the look. Like I said, you creepy or you a character. You know what I mean? And you even got to laugh just saying something about what's up with these bitches. Not looking like you get bitches. You know what I mean? That's why people laugh. They know that, And you probably have bitches for real, So
all right.
I know. I
go with it.
All right. You said that with conviction. Like, what's up with these bitches? You know what I mean?
Dan, do you have any other jeans? Or because I know every time you come on the show, you always have the same jeans.
You're still wearing your heroin
These are actually
jeans,
different.
Dan.
Yeah, no, I can't sew them just because I'm staying away from needles.
Well, how about just? Throwing those. I would love to have you Friday if you can do the Death Squad show.
Yeah,
You were great, dude.
Dan Nolan, there he goes, everybody. Dan Nolan's going to we're going to roll into this part just to make sure we have enough time for. Guys, we have one regular on this show, whereas everybody else gets pulled out of the bucket. And by the way, comedians, I might have enough time to pull one more name out of the bucket in the end, maybe. But right now, we're going to go to the one person who is a regular on this show. We have one regular that writes and performs a new 60 seconds every week. She basically started here on Kill Tony, and she's the only person that writes a brand new minute every single week. That's 52 minutes a year. Or at least she tries her ass off to. It's one of the hardest things ever. Put your hands together for it. It's the one and only Melissa Esslinger.
I was in a car accident
accident the other day, and this guy, he T-boned my car, T-boned me. Like, dating in LA, I don't do it, so I was just glad to get boned. I make that face because I think that joke's lame, but I don't know why I said that. I went to Walmart the other day because that's my favorite place to rent stuff. Because I don't have a TV right now, and a video game I like is coming out tomorrow. I gotta borrow that for a little while. Keep the receipt. While I was at Walmart, I saw this homeless guy digging the trash can, and I thought he was like looking for cigarettes or something, but he pulled out a receipt from the trash can. I think he was gonna go like look for those items and return them from inside the store.
All right, here we go.
That last joke wasn't a joke.
The first joke was
murder it.
Yeah.
Or throw AIDS at that joke.
But the Walmart thing, you're right there.
Yeah.
You're right in the pocket. And you delivered it like halfway.
Okay.
And you just got to get into it.
Okay.
You know, every time you said a line that you were being honest with, keep the receipt, blah, 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 it gets a laugh because that's true. And I get more into it. How long can you keep a Walmart item without having to return it, get your money back, and buy another item? You can do it all in one day. People don't realize it's a fucking rent-a-center. And you can just return and get the new stuff. And you can be the one to have that joke since you just tapped into the premise first. You know what I mean? Like, rent it, but you got to figure that out.
Yeah.
You know, that's what happens a lot with, and it's always been this way when we had the other two regulars for 2 years as well. Sometimes you try a joke like the bone one because you think it's gonna pop everybody up because it's sort of easy, and then you actually, it's just a perfect example. Really, the theme of this episode is keeping it honest, and because as soon as you went into that Walmart thing, which is something that's different yet not as easy, it started cracking everybody open because you do seem like you would be doing that. And since you're talking about it, you have it, you own it, and add that to it too. You know what I mean? That you do look like.
You kind of have to rearrange it though, because you had the idea of it, and then at the end you were just kind of like, oh, and I just gotta keep the receipt. Like you kind of like the main details.
Confidence.
You just gotta own it. And the other thing was at the end of the first joke, when you did do the boning joke and it didn't go well, and then you go, what was it? You go, I don't know why I just did that. Or no, you say that's my face because that didn't work. I don't know why I just said that. So now you're talking about what's happening in the moment, and then you cancel that out completely. As soon as you were going to jump ship and start riffing, you abandon riffing. You abandon the joke, and then you abandon riffing. And the Walmart thing's so funny that you were still able to dig yourself out of it. If that makes sense. If you're gonna melt down, and I did this so many times when I started, I was fucking
like last Thursday, right?
I was notorious for it. No, if you're gonna say that joke didn't work, I don't know why you did it, then just fucking keep going. Talk about how you weren't able to write anything this week, and fuck it, you spent too much time doing this and that, and blah blah blah. Riff anything.
If you don't like the joke, don't do it.
Own it from Walmart. Don't rent it from Walmart.
Very good. Delayed reaction.
Let me ask you something real quick.
Yeah.
How nervous were you?
Very.
Okay, how many times have you done this?
I mean, I've been doing stand-up for like.
But this show in particular?
7 weeks.
This?
At some point.
Very, very new. This is a brand new regular.
Okay. You have to get. Even before you walk on stage, I don't care what. I could give you all of Richard Pryor's material, but if you're so nervous, you can't. People are going, wow, she's really nervous. And they're more focusing on how nervous you are than your actual jokes. The key is to fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
If you even watch like Last Comic Standing, regardless of what you think of that show, when they always interview the judges, they always go, what are you looking for? They always say confidence. What is your confidence? And I say, so sometimes you gotta walk on stage and just act like you own the fucking world. Even if you're shitting your pants, man. You have to go up there with bravado.
You know what? Sam has a good point. I think next week maybe you should shit your pants before you come in. And just try to perform. It's like you don't have shit in your pants.
Yeah.
Well, my point is just maybe you need to go run to get rid of the nervous energy. And, when you deliver your line, every comic, I want to say this. when you deliver your punchline, it has to be like it's the word of God.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be screamed, but it has to be delivered like this is the funniest fucking thing you're gonna hear, man. You have to believe in it so much more than anybody else. Because when you don't have the confidence, everybody can feel it. And I see comedians do this all the time, where they're about to deliver a joke and then suddenly their eyes drop. And it psychologically lets people know you have no faith in what you're saying. And you got to deliver it like you're a cult leader, not screaming or shouting, but just it's fucking drink my goddamn Kool-Aid, you know? And that's really the truth when it comes to comedy, man.
You have to stick the landing. And like that first joke that you did, it's like we knew that you didn't have any faith or confidence in that joke.
Did you really get into a car accident?
I did.
And you got hit. It wasn't your fault.
Well, no, it wasn't. No, it definitely wasn't my fault. Yeah. But
so you got
I was
T-boned?
I was making a left turn, but it was like gridlock traffic. They'd stopped at the green light to like let me through. I like made eye contact with them, checked for pedestrians.
Then the other lane was coming.
Well, this guy decided to peel off into the bus lane, going really fast.
You should say you got deboned, or you want to get deboned instead of T-boned.
No, you should just kill that joke. Never
Well, we can figure out what's funny about
That's
it.
fine.
Who did you get hit by? What race was the person?
Ooh.
Yeah.
He was of some kind of
Did this
nature.
accident really happen, Melissa?
Yeah, she did. You want to look at my car?
No, I'm kidding. What kind of car was the Hispanic driving? What color pickup was it?
He was just a normal guy. It was the car was white and it was a
Home Depot van.
It was an Altima. It was a sedan.
Huh.
But he hit me so hard that like you can see part of his license plate on my door.
And then what happened? You get out of the car?
Yeah, I jumped out. Well, I was like, okay, no blood,
Right.
no glass. You know, I jumped out and I was like, what the and then I got back in and we moved the cars and they're still drivable. But it sucked because it was like rush hour, so like I didn't want to take too long to take pictures and stuff, but because it was scary. This car came flying at me.
So where are you at with it now?
I'm doing better. For the first like 3 days. Are you really doing this? You're about to shoot me right now. Just with a gun.
Stick with the answer. Stay in the pocket, Melissa. Don't panic.
Yeah.
How many days a week do you go up? How many times?
A minimum of 4, but usually like I spike to at like 10.
Good.
Go back down sometimes. Like
You gotta just
6.
keep getting up because you gotta really get over your stage fright, and then you'll start growing.
That's what's fun about her,
Yeah.
though, is I'm really excited
Yeah.
for people to get to watch her lose that week after week after week, episode after episode, whereas everybody else, it's a little bit more like off a week, on a week, off on a week. I think she's going to end up being a monster.
I was like that for a couple years with stage fright.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It happens. If you love the game, then you're going to be excited for it. Then every set counts a lot.
Well, I'm saying with the Walmart joke, what I think would be good, you can add to it, is you can keep stuff for 30 days.
Yeah.
And
sometimes 90 days.
Yeah, so I would add that to it. Like I'm just gonna rent it for 30 days. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Or however many days you want to rent this item for, you can take it back. Or if one item you rent, like the game system's 90 and then the TV 30, how you got to keep going back and forth and buying and returning each one, like you do like cereal and milk because it never catches up to one another.
Maybe to get over nerves, you can like do things like I don't know, carry like pictures of audiences in your pocket and just look at them every couple of minutes.
Melissa, you just gotta
funny.
you just gotta find
Get outta
because
here.
you're naturally nervous. So you just gotta find out where it works for you. You have to like show up. You don't need to ditch you because that's who you are. When you're out off stage, she's super nervous. Off stage, she's super shaky. So you have to fucking be. You have to be yourself. But you have to have the confidence part comes in confidence in your material. You have to have confidence in your material and what you're doing and that you belong on the stage. And then you can be yourself on the stage.
Melissa
and people go.
Esslinger, everybody, the newest regular here at Tripoli. Guys, we're gonna get one more comedian up front. I'm gonna go to the bucket for this one. Gotta do it. And I pulled out the name of Brett Pfefferman.
They'll express, yo, I don't smoke weed or sex. Cause it's known to give a mother brain damage. And brain damage on the mic don't manage nothing. I'm making a sucker and you equal. Don't be a
Hey.
Hey. Hey, hi.
Great. I've seen this guy for the past 6 months in my head, and it was rough. You know, I got really upset when he told me that he was moving to New York. He gave me no notice, so I decided to move there. But I ran into my stepmom recently. She's a rescue. So, no, I'm just kidding, you guys. We used to go to high school together. One day she said to me, she's like, how, you know, I get it, you know, when you were a senior in high school and I was a freshman, how funny would it be if you called me mom? I was like, I'd rather lick Magic Johnson's Band-Aid than share a microwave with you. Okay, I'm gonna end on that.
And that is a minute. So there you go. Alright. How long have you been on stand-up?
About 4 months.
4 months?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, you look down a lot. Sam talked about this a couple times this episode. You just like stare straight down almost the whole time when you're trying to think of what you're saying.
4 months in, it's hard.
Yeah.
You have really funny jokes. You're trying to do something pretty difficult, which is kind of like what Wendy Lieberman did for a long time, which was get you going one way, then come back the other way. But you got to do a little pause between what you're saying and the shift or the change, you know? So you're like, oh, I've been dating this guy for 6 months. In my head, you know, like there's the delivery to
You gotta
it.
use the timing to your advantage. And for the looking down thing, by the way, yes, like an Allen Iverson crossover, Pat had to squeeze in there from deep in 3-point range. About the looking down thing, because you're really looking down. Like some people were glancing down and Sam was catching it like an umpire. I mean, you were just firing at these people's feet. And I'm telling you, again, just like about writing fake premises, it's something I see in almost everybody that's been doing it less than 6 months, or some people that have been doing it a year, 2, 3 years, and just not doing it enough. And my way of handling that, because I did that, by the way, my first few months of doing stand-up, I was doing this weird fucking, like, half unconfident Chris Rock thing, where, like, I would walk back and forth on the stage, just staring down, just hoping my well-written jokes would murder. And it turns out I was talking about fake shit, so it wasn't well-written, and I was looking down, and so I wasn't connecting. And then once I started to put it all together, I just started looking right in all these idiots' souls. You see all these morons? Look at all these morons out here that think that they're special, that think their opinions matter. They're all idiots. So if you look right in their fucking eyes, because you're doing this, you're doing stand-up more than they're being an audience. So you're already better at what you're doing than what they are. But if you're looking down that hard, you're never gonna have a chance. You could have Dan Nolan's jokes, and if you're just nervously not delivering them, it's not gonna work.
I'd like to take you to the Olive Garden Saturday.
Whoa, no comedy game. That's just a straight up date, everybody. She just won a date with Brian Redman. Oh, the husband is yelling from the back. We really fucked up this one. Where's the gunshot now, Brian? No, I'm kidding.
You have good premises. You have very smart stuff that as you keep doing it more and more, it's going to be really fun to watch. You know, it's like I did my Montreal a long time ago. I did a Montreal Comedy Festival. I tapped into something I didn't know yet, and now I got it. You got something you just don't have yet, but when you get it, it's gonna be great.
You have a likable head. You're gonna be fine. Keep doing it. Brett Pfefferman, everybody. She's on Twitter at Brett Pfefferman, B-R-E-T-T. Patty Reagan, Byron Ballard, Sam Tripoli, the drawing for Ryan J. Ebelt, everybody. Look at that. What did we do tonight? Oh, football jerseys. Football jerseys and the horse of truth. There was a lot of honesty in this episode. A very compelling episode of Kill Tony. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great night. Thank you. Good night. We're going to take a picture real quick. Guys, Byron, grab a seat real quick. Get it. Right down the middle, guys. Have a seat. Sam, sit down. Right down the middle. Right there. Big yellow camera. 5, 4, 3.
I see a lot of girls and we don't have to get them, but yet I have nothing. That's why I'm in the street.
Tank so hard, man. You killed so hard tonight, dude. I had to fucking, I'm like, oh, I'm in a fight, dude. I got it.
So what happened? It just came unplugged?